Hi soulmates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be learning how to draft our trouser pattern, and with this we'll be using these measurements: the full length, the waist, the hip, the lap, the knee, and the ankle. So this is all the measurements we'll be needing for this pattern. So first of all, we will go down. First of all, let's get our top line demarcation. So we get our full length, which is 44. Our full length, which is 44. So this is 44 right here. We go again, so you can get a straight line. This is 44. So we get 44. We draw the line. So we come down by 1.5 inch for the folding of the trouser. 1.5. Okay, so now that we have gotten our full length, the next is to get our hip measurements. We are going to be putting our hip measurements right on the waist, but we are going to alternate it, and I will show you how as we move forward. So our hip is 45. We divide 45 into 4. 45 into 4 will give us 11.5. So this is 11.5. We mark it right here. Now for all, the next thing is for us to get our flap. Now how do we get our flap? We divide our hip into 4 plus 1. So when we divide our hip into 4, it gives us 11.5 plus 1, that is 12.5. So for a hip of 45, our flap will come down by 11.5. So we're going to mark our hip measurement to ensure that the line is straight. No, not 11.5, sorry, 12.5. We're coming down by 12.5 because the hip divided by 4 plus 1, 12.5. Okay, so we mark it to get a straight line. So right here we get a straight line. So this is our flap measurement. So on this flap we measure our lap. Okay, so our lap is 29. 29 divided into 2 gives us 14.5. So we mark 14.5. Okay, we just extend this line right here. Now we come down to our knee. Our knee is the middle. Our knee is right on the middle of our leg. So we find the middle of this pattern of this trouser. 44. The middle is right here. 22. We mark our knee. Our knee measurement is, let me check that book. Our knee measurement is 20, so we mark 10 inches right here. And our ankle measurement is what? 10. Sorry, it's supposed to be 16. Our ankle measurement is 16 divided by 2 gives us 8. Can I get that curve ruler? So now it's time for us to alternate our waistline. Now our waist is 37. 37 into 2 is 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37 is 9.25. Okay, so we mark it from here. We are going to be coming from here, marking our waistline here. Now from our waist to our hip line for this person, from the waist to the hip line is 10 inches. So you have to measure like from the person's waist to the hip line, you will get it. For this person it is 10 inches. So right here our hip is 45, so it's the same 45 here. So it's time for us to draw our line. So from here, from the waistline, we connect to the hip. We connect to the hip. This way, straight. Okay, can you see that? So right here for our crotch, we connect our ruler this way, and then we get this curve. We get this curve. So now this is for our crotch. Now it's time to connect from our lap to our knee. So this is not a completely straight line, so I will not advise to use a straight ruler. Okay, so we come this way. We come this way, and then to this part we can come with our straight ruler. We get this curve. So this is what our trouser pattern, for the front pattern, this is what it looks like. So let's cut. You and this your phone. Storage full. So we cut out our so now this is the front pattern of our trouser. Okay, so time to cut the back pattern of the trouser. You place your pattern. So help me with sellotape. So while you place, you ensure that the distance between here and here is 2 inches. You ensure that the distance between this part is 2 inches. Okay, for the back 2 inches. So I have ensured that going down with all 2 inches. I will just carefully place. It's all 2 inches. So that's the allowance we need for the back. So 2 inches here, okay? For the top, you know, the back of our back is bigger than our front, okay? That's the reason why we are giving this space right here. This way we come here 2 by 2 inches. Then we'll use our ruler to connect. But before then, by this crotch depth, we are going to come up by 1.5 inches. Now, if you meet somebody whose buttock, no, will come up by 1 inch, sorry, 1. Then if you meet somebody whose buttocks is way bigger, okay, you can come up by 1.5. For me, 1 works very well. So right here, we are going to come out by this crotch depth, by this lap, we are going to come out by 1/2 inch, okay? And we'll come out by 1/2 inch all through this way. 1/2 inch all through. Now, when we are coming towards the waist point, we are going to connect it inside. This 1/2 inch is not going to come towards the waist point. When we are coming towards the waist point, let's say 3 inches before the waist point, we'll connect our ruler inside to join this line. So this way too, we are going to come out 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So let's say 5 inches below this line, we'll join and connect the line to the main point. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is it. So this is it. No, I didn't touch my 1/2 inch properly. So now from this line, this 1 inches that we went up above, we are going to connect it to the waistline like this. We'll connect it to the waistline like this, okay? So now we have 2 inches. Let's not forget. Where's this place on the tape? So these 2 inches here, we are going to connect it to our hip line, which is 10 right here, just like we did for the front. We'll come down to our hip. Now this line is coming straight this way. So now this is the pattern, the pattern for our back measurement for the trouser. So let us cut and see what the back and the front looks like. So yeah, this is our front and this is our back measurement for our trouser. Now, in cases where you want to make a flared trouser, or let's say a boot cut, okay, now this is how we alternate it. We are going to be using just the front pattern. I'll be using just the front pattern to show you. So for those trousers that's from the knee, there is a flare, right? So we demarcate our knee point, which is here. Okay, now we get the center and we open up. When we get here, we open up this way. We open up this way. Now you place on another fabric. Now, depending on how you want your opening of your trouser to be, okay, depending on how you want the opening of your trouser to be, after placing, you place everything, then this part, you open it up 2 inches apart, 3 inches apart, depending on how you want it to be. You pin it and you cut, and with that you have your boot cut trouser. Okay, and also if you want to make, let's say, a free open trouser, more like a palazzo, just know that where you are alternating from is going to be from, you are going to be alternating from high from the lap, because you know these palazzo trousers, their flare start from the lap. So by the time you open it up, let's say you want your hip to still be tight on you, okay, you go this way. Then you can open it as much as you want on the main fabric that you want to cut. Okay, if you want the flare to start from the hip, you go higher to the hip and open up, and then you cut. Just know that everything that you are doing, however you want to alternate your trouser, it starts from this pattern. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in my next video. Bye.